time for that.
It's okay, Bubby. But hey, beautiful people that keep climbing, family. What's happening? What's going on? We hope everybody is blessed, well, and healthy, and that nothing but the best is going on in all you beautiful people's life. We back with Bubble Saturdays. Okay, Ash is in the building, aka Bubbles. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of y'all been waiting to see Bubbles. It's a good day today, I promise you. We're getting into something pretty crazy today. I don't know. You know, this was sent in to me about 4 days ago, and I just pulled it up today, and I said, you know what? This is real cool. I should react to this with Bubbles. I should check this out with Bubbles. So hey, it's called Respected Musicians who are actually terrible people.
Let's see this. Because there's a lot of talented people out there, but, you know, money gets to your head.
Money does get to your head.
So that's one thing, too.
Yeah, that money has ruined everybody's life. You know, then it's a lot of this and that. When you make it to the top, it's a lot of this and that, a lot of pressure on you.
Ooh.
What they call it, peer pressure. It's a lot of stuff that goes on when you get to the top, and
yeah, but then you
feel like your ego changed too. They say your ego changed, and you feel like you're the top dog.
You want to blend in other people.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know Josh from Drake and Josh from Nickelodeon.
My boy, yeah.
He used to drink and have Percocet at the same time.
Oh, that's my boy right there.
He said, have you ever had that mixture? Because it's amazing.
That's right. That's my boy right there.
He's sober now.
I think everybody need to get on them pills and them Percocets and them drugs and them alcohol pills.
Young.
Yeah, go on pop them pills, y'all. Go on get drunk.
No, don't even.
Do it. Come on, do it for your boy.
Be like me.
Cause we sober. Y'all do it for us.
Nah.
I'm just kidding, y'all. We do not promote drugs, violence, any kind of negativity on the channel. But hey, drinks. You can drink one and you can smoke one for us now. I know y'all be rolling up that marijuana. Y'all be rolling up that, you know, that bouquet 2 stuff, and you be around on the highway naked and stuff. Oh, that's you. You know what I'm saying? And if you mix that liquor with that orange juice, and what they be mixing it with?
That's a screwdriver.
Huh?
If you mix up vodka and
what else?
Orange juice, it's a screwdriver.
A screwdriver. That's what they call it.
I used to make them.
What's the Bloody Mary?
It's with like tomato juice.
For real?
Yeah, vodka, and you can add tahini and celery to it.
I know there's a lot of people on the channel that drink that Bloody Mary. Y'all going to jail, everybody. Let's get into this video, man. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, bro, what?
I don't want to say nothing just yet.
What?
But
bro, this is gonna be a good video. I gotta check this out. There gotta be lies in this video. It has to be some kind of lies in this video. Okay, let's check it out, Bubby. You ready?
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
Some musicians just have a freakish amount of talent. Most of us learn at a young age that we are not those people.
That's true. The worst people have
for those who
best shit. Can I curse?
Do have that.
You go on curse,
They have
Bubbles.
the best shit. I don't know how.
Go on curse, Bubbles.
I don't
Go
know
on
how.
curse. Go on curse, girl.
Talent to go on to be the singer-songwriters.
Hey, and everybody that been requesting, I talked to my brother Doug last night. We're thinking about doing a Patreon. Everybody's been telling me to do a Patreon. So we might be, I'm looking into that soon and seeing how that thing works. Everybody has said, Rick, please make a Patreon. It's coming soon now. Just letting y'all know.
There's something almost magical about listening to them perform, but it's easy to forget that behind all of the music is a very ordinary person, and sometimes that ordinary person is a terrible human being. Johnny Cash's women troubles.
Ooh.
There's a lot of dark stuff in Johnny Cash's life, but let's talk about just how horrible he was to women. Vivian Cash's book, I Walked the Line, My Life with Johnny, was a heartbreaking tell-all, detailing how she continued loving her husband, even through the drugs and the affair with his more famous second partner, June Carter Cash. It was Vivian who gave him 4 daughters, raised them, and who stuck with him through the worst, but June gets all the credit. Behind closed doors, June Carter didn't actually have it any easier, in spite of the storybook romance performed for the public eye. According to biographer Robert Hilburn, Cash had cheated on her when she was pregnant with her son John Carter. There were more than a few women, but the one that had to hurt the most was June's own sister, Anita. John Carter has also gone on record talking about his parents' less-than-perfect marriage, and has said his mother's drug addictions and descent into paranoia came
y'all
from
know I'm real big on the channel of not judging people. And that, y'all can say they're terrible, but maybe they just made terrible mistakes.
Not the pregnant woman.
Damn.
Bruh.
Damn. Johnny Cash was Johnny was a gangster now.
His kids were even
Johnny
confirming the information years later.
Johnny was a gangster now. Okay.
near constant fear he was cheating yet again. That fear spread to their son, who grew up well aware his family could fall apart at any time because his father couldn't stay faithful. Elvis's underage flings.
What?
Elvis was only 21 when he became ridiculously famous with the success of Heartbreak Hotel. And after that, all bets were off when it came to how far he would go. Along with the fame and fortune came the admiration of countless women. But according to biographer Joel Williamson, there was a particular type of woman Elvis liked. The really, really young ones. When the newly made megastar went on those early tours.
And I've heard this before, It's a lot of talk and this and that, especially
his wife is pretty
how Elvis just moved, how Elvis carried himself and what he did, and how people really, really judged Elvis, man. But damn, Elvis was a good fella,
Priscilla was young.
We checked out the documentary. Elvis was a real good fella. That is true, though. That is true.
Really young.
Elvis probably didn't know no better now. Again, we just.
But still, like when Priscilla gets old, is he gonna move on to someone younger? That's the real question.
Oh, Bubbles, I'm gonna put you out.
It's a cycle.
Oh, Bubbles.
But he made great music. That's all I can say.
He took
that man Elvis was a bad fella, though. I ain't gonna lie to you.
along a group of 14-year-old girls, and Williamson's.
That's young.
That is young.
That is young.
That's young as hell. Damn. That man Elvis was. Man. Remember when I was 14, I was eating yogurt.
I had nothing.
Yeah, you had nothing.
I had nothing going for me at 14. Bro, I was still playing with my dolls or something.
Yeah.
Getting ready for high school.
Yeah. I was. Yeah.
I was playing video games.
I was playing video games, eating yogurt. Yeah.
Says he was a
fat-free yogurt at that, I tell you. Fat-free yogurt.
I was eating that YoPlay. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, the ones.
The YoPlay?
Yeah, YoPlay. Yeah. Then they had the one where you could drink it, and the one you could
the Danimals.
The Danimals.
And then Go-Gurt.
Yeah,
and then you remember the pink and the purple
the
yogurt?
pink and purple, yeah.
That's what I was concerned about.
Yeah, that shit caused disease though.
I didn't want Elvis at that age.
Yeah.
Huge fan of tickling and pillow fights. Future wife Priscilla was 14 when they met, and just what went on behind closed doors is debated. What's not debated is that he lost interest in her after.
But they say they put out let me back them up now. They put out there was a story, an article, and I believe Priscilla even said it. He wouldn't do nothing with her because she was too young, and he waited. That's what I read. I read one of the articles like that now, and I believe what's the name sent it to me. Kathy, we talked about it.
Yeah, but that's just Priscilla. You don't know about these other 14-year-olds. They could have just threw themselves at him. Priscilla probably had morals,
Now they say
if Elvis truly wanted Priscilla, he was gonna listen.
And I think Elvis did the right thing, man.
And then
I don't think Elvis did that, man.
Her parents probably got involved.
I think the king of rock and roll did the right thing, baby. Elvis, don't tell me you did that. You did the right thing.
Just go back a little bit. She was about to say something.
When the newly made megastar went on those early tours, he took along a group of 14-year-old girls, and Williamson says he was a huge fan of tickling and pillow fights. Future wife Priscilla was 14 when they met, And just what went on behind closed doors is debated. What's not debated is that he lost interest in her after Lisa Marie was born and went on to court another 14-year-old. There was the potential for violence in Elvis, too. Years later, he was engaged to 21-year-old Ginger Alden, who claimed he once pulled out a gun and put a bullet in the headboard of the bed she was sleeping in. He called it an attention getter. Johnny Paycheck's attempted murder. Johnny Paycheck was one of the Grand Ole Opry's most respected members and was known as something of a country.
It was they pulled out a gun was involved.
But that was when he was much older.
Oh man! All right, let me go back, y'all.
Because remember, like I said, once you get old enough, once you lose that appeal of being young, because Priscilla had her child, then that's when it came difficulty within their marriage and they got divorced.
Man, hold on, Bubbles.
You okay?
My ass itching. I think it's from sitting on that motorcycle. Damn. Yeah, I've been riding my motorcycle for the past couple of days. I hadn't already hurt my damn leg trying to get off the damn thing. Been riding it good though. And not my ass itching. I'm sorry, Bubbles. My ass itching. I gotta be real. See, a lot of people ain't gonna be real. Yeah. I gotta admit it, Bubbles. My ass itching. Mm-hmm. You want to scratch it for me? No? Okay. All right, then. All right.
Johnny Paycheck was one of the Grand Ole Opry's most...
Go back a little bit, because I was still thinking about
attention getter. Johnny Paycheck's attempted murder. Johnny Paycheck was one of the Grand Ole Opry's most respected members and was known as something of a country music outlaw too, as his entire career was colored by drug and alcohol use. His difficulty staying out of trouble started way before he was a star though, and when he was still a teenager he enlisted in the U.S. Navy, punched a superior officer, and spent a few years in prison. The record deal came after that, and so did the check forgery and the attempted murder.
Johnny Paycheck, one of the outlaws of country music, is now singing the blues behind bars.
Paycheck was on his way home for the holidays in December 1985 when he stopped off at a Hillsboro, Ohio bar for a drink. He was recognized by a local named Larry Wise. They got to chatting and no one's entirely sure what happened next. Whatever offenses were caused, it ended with Paycheck grazing Wise's head with a bullet, and he'd later testify the music legend had, quote, blowed my hat off. The case dragged on and Paycheck was sentenced again. Chuck Berry's icky past.
Oh,
Chuck Berry was a legend who helped shape rock and roll. He also once punched Keith Richards in the mouth. And what could Richards have done to deserve that?
His guitar was laid out in his case, and I thought, oh, come on, Keith, just a touch.
Berry's attitude got him into all kinds of trouble, and he even had a name for those incidents, his naughties. It started when, as a teenager, he did 3 years in a reform school for stealing cars and a bit of armed robbery. Fast forward to 1962, when Berry was 36 years old. He was tossed in the clink for violating the Mann Act, a law that prohibits taking a woman across state lines with immoral intentions. Oh, and she was 14.
Berry, you are under arrest for transporting a minor across state lines for the purpose of prostitution.
I did not touch. First of all, I didn't transport anyone. I didn't solicit anything.
That's not all. In December 1989, Berry was accused of videotaping women in the not-so-private privacy of the...
Want you to play with my ding-a-ling? Will you play with my ding-a-ling?
Are you even... What?
Look, now, if you don't know it, I know you ain't reacted to it with me. I did that reaction by myself. Just know it's legendary, okay?
Is it by Chuck Berry?
Yeah.
No.
The song is my
That's worse.
Want you to play with my ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling? Ding-a-ling?
Go back. See, hear what she was saying.
I've heard everything, Bubbles. I've heard I think I've heard enough.
You're arrested for transporting a minor across state lines for the purpose of prostitution.
I did not touch. First of all, I didn't transport anyone. I didn't solicit anything.
That's not all. In December 1989, Berry was accused of videotaping women in the not-so-private privacy of the bathroom of one of Berry's restaurants. The following June, his property was raided, with law enforcement finding weapons, pot, and the videotapes in question, placing him at the center of a class action lawsuit. Berry's camp eventually settled, but that seriously tarnished his legacy. Brian Jones, anti-establishment and abusive. Brian Jones passed away when he was 27, not long after the Rolling Stones had made the decision to move on without him. It wasn't a surprising choice. Jones made Keith Richards look like the one you'd choose to bring home to meet your parents. There were, of course, the drugs and the pills, but his troubles started long before that. How long? He was kicked out of his grammar school for inciting rebellion, and it sort of spiraled from there. In public, he got in the face of anyone who didn't understand their music, and behind closed doors he had a violent streak a mile wide. Anita Pallenberg was one of the original muses for the Stones, and she'd eventually go on to have a long-term relationship with Richards. But she started out with Jones, and Rolling Stone magazine says it was an abusive relationship that ended when he hit her so hard he broke his hand on her face.
It ended up very badly, because by then Brian had become very abusive and very kind of envious, and Keith couldn't bear the way Brian treated me.
Sympathy for the devil indeed. Steven Tyler's child girlfriend. There are two sides to every story, and really, both sides to this one are uncomfortable. When Aerosmith frontman Steven Tyler wrote his 2011 memoir, Does the Noise in My Head Bother You?, he talked a bit about early girlfriend Julia Holcomb. Tyler wrote he had nicknamed her Little Bo Peep, said they liked to get it on in public, and left out a lot of other details. Holcomb wanted to clear the air about what she says really happened, so she took to LifeSite to tell her side of.
They like to get it on in public. Hey, what are you doing? Close your eyes.
Of the story. According to her, she was a 16-year-old from a broken family when she met Tyler and kicked off a relationship with him that really started when her troubled mother signed documents making Tyler her legal guardian. Holcomb says she was already pregnant by the time he asked her to marry him, and plans for a family started to fall apart when his grandmother refused to pass on her ring. 5 months into the pregnancy, Holcomb was trapped in a house fire and sent to the hospital, where she says Tyler convinced her to have an abortion. Holcomb left him and returned to her parents. Tyler returned to the rock star life, but has since spoken openly about regretting the decisions he's made in the past. Richard Wagner's anti-Semitism. Even people completely unfamiliar with classical music know the work of Wagner. Wagner died in 1883, decades before the rise of Hitler and his Nazis. That means he wasn't around to see his music heralded as the soundtrack of the rise of anti-Semitism, but he probably wouldn't have hated the association. Wagner wrote a ton of jaw-dropping hate, including the idea Jews could only mimic art they'd seen and heard. When he struggled as an up-and-coming composer, he even blamed Jewish critics for keeping him from success. Frank Sinatra's destructive temper. Frank Sinatra was iconic on stage, but there was a lot of shady stuff that happened offstage. According to The Telegraph, his temper was so bad that one of his wives once described him as a sort of Jekyll and Hyde character, and there's a whole list of physical altercations he was involved in. First, the ones where someone got seriously hurt. According to legends about the man who did things his way, he punched a reporter in 1948, but eventually settled the assault and battery charges filed against him. In an unrelated incident, he threw a phone at a random businessman who was staying at the Beverly Hills Hotel and cracked the man's skull. Keeping with the theme of throwing things, he nearly killed then-wife Ava Gardner by throwing a champagne bottle at her so hard it cracked the bathroom sink. Sinatra destroyed an insane amount of stuff too, usually in fits of rage. Further legends say that he took a knife to a friend's Norman Rockwell painting, threw a malfunctioning TV out of a window at the Sands Hotel, and smashed a car radio when the Doors' Light My Fire came on. So he must have really loved it when his daughter Nancy covered the song on her 1969 album. Not a gentleman, to say the least. Thanks for watching. Click the grunge icon.
Holy shit. Bubbles, I tell you, man. You know, at the end of the day, like they always say, we all got to live our life some way, somehow. Even if it's negative, even if it's good.
But you know what's interesting? The bad people have the guts to get onto the stage because they're not afraid of nothing because they're already doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And the good people are too scared to even do stuff like that, get on stage and actually pursue stuff. So it makes sense.
They was popping pills, drugs. They was doing it nasty in public. They was riding around with 14 year olds. You know what I'm saying? They was shooting guns. Man, that was a wild little video right there. Yeah. They had dope stashed in the walls of the restaurant. Damn, that's a crazy video right there, man. Y'all let me know down below in the comments if any of this stuff is false or misconcepted. Did I say it right? If anything was off, y'all please comment down below and let me and Bubbles know, y'all. Please.
This was a terrible video.
Yeah. This one right here, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Oh, man. Yeah. Y'all see the hat, though. Get you one. I will catch y'all in the next one, man. Peace and love, y'all. Yeah.